Hi, I'm Casey with Nectar Flow Yoga, and this flow today is all about crow pose. I like to joke that it's the gateway arm balance. Once you lock this one in, you're really able to transition to some more creative and dynamic arm balances. So if you already know crow pose, we'll do a lot today to advance your knowledge and understanding of that, as well as if you're just getting started with crow, we'll give you some techniques to really solidify the pose. So let's go to our backs on our mats. So lying down, we're actually going to experience what this pose requires in the body. So come to lie on your back, take your feet mat's width to start, palms to face up, and we'll just begin to integrate into our practice here. So start to smooth out your breath. Begin to notice into your grounding. And picture yourself or embody the idea of being lightweight. Envisioning this pose, crow pose, becoming effortless. And the feeling of your feet floating off of the ground. And consider now the strength that you already have. Without engaging any muscles, just consider that strength. The power within your own body. And start to deepen your breath. Filling up into the chest, and exhaling from the belly. We'll slide our feet hips width to a bridge pose setup, coming into Apanasana. So bring your hands to your knees like so, and relax the low back down to the mat, slight core engagement. So this will feel quite easy to begin. We're just warming up. On your inhales, I want you to just let your knees drop away. On your exhales, draw your knees in toward your chest. Inhale, knees drop away. Exhale, hug in. And each subsequent one of these, I want you to use your hands less and less. So we're inhaling, extending. Exhale, a little less work with the hands and arms. Use the strength of the core to draw the belly in, draw the knees in, excuse me. Inhale, exhale. Just a couple more. Maybe starting to turn on your Ujjayi breath, breath of fire here. Soft constriction in the back of your throat. Last round. Exhale, draw the knees in. Keep your right knee in your hand. Let your left foot land and then slide the left leg out. Here I want you to really compress your right knee into your chest. And I'll be talking a lot using the term compress quite a bit today because crow pose is very much about compression of the legs to the chest and vice versa. So keep breathing here, keep squeezing. We're just going for a stretch to start. Now, what I want you to do is try to keep your leg right where it is, super compressed into your chest. Take a breath in. Exhale, engage, and release your arms straight up. Keep that right leg compressed in. Maybe exhale here and lift up. Inhale, release. Take your hands back to your knee and release your right leg down. Slide your left foot up, right leg out. Inhale and then exhale, hug your left knee in and just let your right hip go soft, let your left leg go soft. Just going for a nice easy stretch here into the front left hip crease. Breathing. Couple more breaths, squeeze in, get your left leg as compressed as you can. Start to engage. And then on an exhale, really squeeze that left thigh in. Use your low belly and your side belly muscles, the obliques, and then find that compression, release, an option to lift. Exhale, lower. Release your left foot down. Slide your right foot to meet your left. Take a breath in. And then exhale, it's both legs hug into your chest. So here we are. My tailbone's lifting slightly. I'd like for you to play with letting the tailbone release and then lift and notice what muscles engage there. So we're just finding this stretch, squeezing the knees in. Take a breath in. Fill up the chest, draw the belly in. Exhale, keep the legs in, release the arms. Inhale here. Exhale, optional lift up. Maybe a couple lowers. Inhale, lift, lower. Keep the knees squeezing in. I just let mine go a little, lift, and then release. Keep the knees in. Hands can go back to your knees. We're going to add on here. So we're actually going to take a modified version of crow supine, so building the strength without any weight bearing. I want you to take your arms up overhead, really stretch long. Now we'll take our fingertips to face the sky, and you'll notice my shoulders are lifted here. Go ahead for now and plug your shoulder heads back down toward the mat. Now flex your hands toward your face, so the palms face the ceiling. I'm still hugging my knees in. From here, I want you to inhale, press the ceiling away again, and then exhale, bring your knees to your upper arms. So you're bending the arms back, and here you are in crow pose. You're rounding the back, your chin is to your chest. You can point your toes and even bring them together and try to bring them closer to your bum and just squeeze in. Should feel challenging. Take a breath in, maybe look between your thumbs, but keep the rounding in your upper back, and then release. Lots of work in the core there, and that helps inform you what you need to have engaged when we come into our crow pose. Take your hands to your knees and either roll onto one side to press up to seated, or roll up and come into tabletop. So here we are in our tabletop position. Ideally, we have our shoulders stacked over our wrists, our hips right over our knees, but if you need to modify that, no problem. And then just a little wrist warm up. So I want you to do some circles here, making these bigger or smaller, just depending on how tight your wrists are. And then opposite direction. Feel the weight shift as you make these little circles. And this is also good for the hips as well. Belly's up and in. Good. Now from here, you can start to walk your fingertips to face the outer edges or even toward the back of your mat. I'm quite flexible in my wrists, so I'm going to go ahead and take my fingertips all the way to the back. But if you're just here out to the sides or on an angle, that's totally fine. We're going to do some of those circles here. So warming up the wrists is important, obviously, because crow pose is an arm balance, and we're putting a lot of pressure and weight on our hands and wrists. So warming up, stretching here. And then now, setting up our foundation for crow here in tabletop before we begin to throw it into the flow, I want you to play with where your weight is placed in your hands. So generally, particularly when people are just starting their yoga practice, that weight collapses all the way into the wrists. And I get new students all the time saying, my wrists are hurting after practice. What we really want to see is the weight evenly distributed throughout the hand. And you can start, it will feel like a lot of pressure on your knuckles at first, and then grip your finger pads. So this base knuckle, we want to push down, the thumb knuckle, and then grip the finger pads. And this is great when we're talking about crow, because it is almost like you're creating a crow claw. All right, enough talking. Let's do some cat-cows. Inhale, lift your chest, point your elbow bones back. Lift your chin, your tailbone. Exhale, really round your spine and experience the stretch between the shoulder blades in cat pose. Back to cow. Just a few more rounds with your breath. The last round here, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, back to neutral. Recheck into the hands, the wrists. Make sure you're really distributing that weight. Now, adding on, I want you to find length from your crown to your tailbone, super stable in the belly. Extend your right leg back. That's an inhale. On the exhale, draw your right knee, like we did on our backs, up toward your right upper arm, thigh to chest. Inhale, lower your right knee down to your wrist. Exhale, lift. 2 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, really straight and strong in the arms. Lift. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, release. Good. Cow pose. Exhale, cat. Inhale, extend your left leg back. Exhale, left knee to left upper arm, compress around the spine. Inhale to the wrist. Exhale to lift. Inhale, wrist. Exhale, lift. Inhale to your wrist. Exhale to lift. Inhale to release and find cow pose. Exhale, cat. Belly should be nice and warm and engaged now. Here we'll take a beast pose. Tuck your toes. Take a breath in. Exhale, hover your knees. Good. Option to stay here if you want to add on, building a little more strength. Tap your knees to your upper arms. Just slowly, almost like a mountain climber. And if you need to take a break and drop the knees, we're just here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Inhale. Cow pose once more. Feel the back bend. Exhale. Tuck your toes. Down dog. Big breath in here. Big exhale. And just enjoy the stretch and release of this downward facing dog. If you're still kind of finding your way in this pose, just be aware the knees can be bent and the heels can be lifted off the ground. You're working for length from fingertips to hips here. Over time, as the hamstrings open, the heels may start to release closer to the ground. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step your right foot through to your right thumb. Drop your left knee down. And then a couple rounds of cat-cow to get into the hips here. Inhale, look forward, take the hips forward. That's your cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale, look forward. Exhale, round tuck. And then root down through your left shin, your right foot. Inhale up, Anjaneyasana. Reach tall, reach long, belly's up and in. One more inhale here. Gaze up if you'd like, a little more back bend, thumbs back. Exhale, hands plant. Lift up on the back left toes. Step your right foot to meet your left. High plank hold with the option to drop your knees. Here in your high plank, we're staying, stabilizing, and paying attention to the foundation of our hands. Building strength and awareness in the upper body. One more breath. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, take your right leg high. Exhale, left leg. Step your left foot through. Drop your right knee down and find a few rounds of cat-cow here. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, tuck and round. Navel to spine, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, root down, rise up, reach and extend, Anjaneyasana. One more, inhale, maybe go up, go back. Exhale, hands release, tuck your back right toes, step your right foot up to meet your left. Halfway lift, forward fold. Couple breaths here in ragdoll, just let your head and neck go. Softening your breath. On your next inhale, take an extra halfway lift. Draw your shoulders down your back. And then exhale to ball pose. Hips go to your heels. Round your forehead to your knees. Fingers can tent or plant on the ground. And I want you to push your hands forward. You'll feel a little more space in the back. Forehead to your knees here. Inhale, halfway lift, hips go high, head extends forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to stand. reach tall. Extend through your fingertips, belly up and in, gaze up. Exhale, hands by your sides, chin to your chest. And we're going to work a little into the arms, and this is really important, not just for crow, but any arm balance as well as chaturanga. And this is something I learned from one of my teachers, Leslie Kaminoff. Really informative for creating a spiral lock in the shoulder girdle and in the arms. So take your arms to a T, extend them out, really feel the muscle hug to the bone as you reach out to the sides. Now I want you to turn your palms to face up. And notice how the inner or eye of the elbow points up. Here we are with the eye of the elbow skyward. Now keep reaching, keep extending, lift the triceps, and then turn the palms to face down, but keep the inner part of the elbow facing up. Now flex at the wrist, bringing the palms to the side walls, and you've got a spiral lock in your arms. We want to keep that as we bring the arms forward like so. So here I am, eye of the elbow still facing up. I'm plugging my shoulder heads in. Take a breath in. Exhale, bend your elbows back down by your sides. Inhale, push away. So this is a standing chaturanga. Exhale, bend. Inhale, push. Last one. Exhale, bend. Feel the strength, the lock in your arms. Exhale, push. Soften the arms and release. So that's what we want to build awareness for as we do our chaturangas as well as crow pose. Inhale, reach up, and we'll start to flow. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant, step or jump back, high plank, hold. Exhale, find the spiral lock, maybe drop your knees and lower down. Up dog or cobra, inhale. Exhale, lower, press back up. Downward facing dog. Breath in here. Big breath out, belly up and in. Good, 2 more, inhale. Press the ground away, feel the stretch, the strength, the ease. Last inhale. Empty out all the air. Come up on your toes, look between your hands, and then walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift once more. Exhale is ball pose. Option to stay here and continue to work your forehead to your shins. Or you can start to play with bringing the arms out, creating that spiral lock, and bending the elbows and find compression with the elbows, the forearms, upper arms to the knees. One more breath, really compress, push your arms in. Exhale, heels release, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Once more with our chaturanga arm set up. Exhale, arms to a T. Inhale, palms face up, lift your chest, extend the fingertips. Exhale, palms down. Inhale, flex at the wrists. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, lift your chest, lock your shoulders back. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, push away. Exhale, release. And you can rotate, soften into the wrists. Inhale, reach up, rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands plant, step or jump back. Full or partial vinyasa. Use your chaturanga awareness. Back to down dog. Breath in here. Big breath out. Big inhale. Full exhale. Inhale, look forward, come up on your toes, and then step or option to jump to the top of your mat. Feet to your hands, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, ball pose. And here we'll take the elbows, or I should say the upper arms to the knees again. Now, option to straighten the arms or keep working this compression. Straighten the arms and begin to bend the elbows and dip the head low. Keep the feet on the ground. If you know crow pose and you want to be adding on, you can go ahead and come into it. Otherwise, all I'm doing here is bending my elbows and playing with the shift of my hips higher than my head. And you can start to feel how this is a counterbalancing pose. Just a couple more of these drills. My belly's up and in. Exhale, come forward. Release. And forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale to chair pose. Go ahead and cactus your arms for this first chair. Belly is up and in. And you've got the bend in the arms to help integrate into your lats. You're squeezing your shoulder blades together. Just stay for 2 more breaths. Maybe rock your weight into your heels. 1 more inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, hands plant, and then step or jump back. Your transition to down dog. So you can just hold high plank, always. You can press straight back to down dog, or you can add on. Here we're going to inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Shift forward into high plank. Inhale, it's that same compression work, right? Exhale, right foot steps through to your right thumb. Inhale, rise up for a crescent warrior. Reach tall. You can cactus your arms here if that feels a little better in your shoulders. One more inhale. Exhale, open twist to the right. Sink low. Inhale, extend your left fingertips long. Exhale, prayer twist. Hands at your heart, belly to spine, gaze past your right elbow. Notice if you're twisting the right hip back and the left hip forward, I want you to try to keep the hips square and even. Inhale, extend your arms back to crescent. Exhale, your vinyasa. Option to take a 3-legged. This is a power class after all. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left foot through. Inhale, rise up, crescent warrior. Staying several breaths to settle in. Feel the stretch and the strength. Feel how when your body is tight, it is light. 1 more inhale. Exhale, open twist. Inhale, exalt, reach. Exhale, prayer twist. To the left. Extend length from your back right heel out through the crown of your head. Inhale up through the middle. Crescent warrior. Exhale. Vinyasa with the option to lift the left leg. Chaturanga, up dog, or cobra. Tuck your toes, down dog. 3 breaths here. Down dog is somewhat of a resting moment in this practice, but still an active pose. Inhale, look forward, come up on the toes, and then either step or jump to the front of your space. Halfway lift, fold. Inhale, chair pose, straight to it. Exhale, find your arms at the T. Palms up, palms down. Flex at the wrists and bring the arms forward, and then bend the elbows in. Push the ground away. Start to bend the elbows in as you sit lower. So here we are in chair pose with this crow pose set up in our arms. I'm going to round my spine and imagine my hands are what's on the ground, my feet are what's lifting. Take one more breath in. You can take crow pose here if you have it. And then we'll vinyasa from here. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step or jump back. High plank through your vinyasa. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Lift, compress. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right foot steps through to your right thumb. Turn your left toes out, left heel in. Rise up, warrior one. Inhale, reach and extend, set up your warrior one. Deep bend in the front right knee. Nice edge of the left foot driving down. One more inhale. Exhale, turn the palms away from each other. Interlace your fingers here at your low back. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, hands plant. Turn your right toes out on an angle and step your left foot up to meet your right. Drop your hips, Malasana. And we're taking Malasana here because it's one of kind of the two ways to enter into crow pose. So the variation of crow pose where our arms, and I'll turn to face you guys, squeeze, the knees squeeze the outer arms, we come into from Malasana. And so that is one of the ones we'll try today. So just enjoy the rest, the stretch that is this pose. Chest is lifted. Take one more inhale. And from here we'll take a wide leg forward fold. Belly again is up and in, head and neck release. Now, I want you to plant your hands in this wide leg forward fold. Keep your arms straight. Rock your weight into your hands. A really important part about any arm balance is the feeling of shifting that weight into your hands. So I want you to feel the shift of the weight into your hands. Let your toes get light. And then rock the heels back. Inhale. Exhale. Arms are straight for this first round. Last one. Release the heels down. Step back. Vinyasa. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee to left upper arm. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left side steps through. Warrior one. One more inhale. Exhale, bind your hands at your low back. Take the awkward grip. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, humble. Inhale, halfway up. Release your arms. Your left toes out on an angle. Step right foot up to meet left. Yogi squat. Hands to your heart. Knees squeeze in. Breathing and feeling that feedback of the elbows into the knees into the elbows. Now, from here, take a breath in. Exhale fully as you lift your hips and turn your toes in. Here, again, if you have crow and you want to play with going to it now, you may. We're going to rock our weight forward into our hands. So again, it's a shift of, notice, if I just push my hands down and lift up on my toes, no weight goes forward. I'm actually shifting forward. My head is going toward the top of my space. Now, bend the knees and bend the elbows, make contact. Wrap the elbows in your chaturanga arms we've been working on. Press the ground away. Look forward. Exhale. Bend and wrap. And feel the shift of the weight. Inhale. Exhale. Now those of you that have crow can simply be doing this drill with actually lifting. Last one. Maybe there's a lift. Maybe there's just barely a lift here. Release to forward fold. Head and neck. Let go. Inhale. Take a halfway lift. Feet are hips width now. Peace fingers around your big toes. Exhale. Elbows bend out to the sides. Head and neck release. In this Padangusthasana, we're really working the strength of the arms and the shoulders to get some length along the back side of the legs, the outer hips. Inhale, halfway up, belly to spine. Exhale, hands go underneath the soles of the feet, toes to the wrist creases. Same action with the shoulders and arms, elbows out to the side, really using upper body strength to get a lower body stretch. Inhale, halfway lift. And here we are now nice and warm, lots of awareness built for crow pose. So I'm going to actually get those of you that are still building this pose into it. If you have crow pose, I'd like for you to work to hold it for 10 to 15 breaths while I teach this. So those of you that are building it, we'll start with placing our hands on the mat and the fingertips are going to rotate out slightly. So my forefinger is going to be pointing straight to the top of my mat. So I'm here in this kind of awkward little bit of a fold, right? I've got my booty up, my knees can be bent, or they can be straight if the flexibility is there. It doesn't really matter, but my hands are rotated out slightly. I'm going to straighten into my arms to start to get my chaturanga lock. Rotate that eye of the elbow forward, then bend your elbows in kind of toward each other. Now, as it is right now, I have very little weight in my hands. I have to change that to come into the pose. So I'm going to come up on my toes, bend your knees as deeply as you need to, send your booty back. I'm up on my off my heels. I'm pressing my knees into the backs of my arms like we did on our back. Now, all this pose is going to be is that shift of the weight forward. Maybe you need to walk your hands further forward. Shift and start to feel the toes get light. Maybe you come forward enough where the toes get light and you hover. Once you're hovering, then it's the compression of the heels toward your bum. And we hold and breathe. If you're in crow pose and working to shoot back, bend a little more in the elbows, press into your hands, and we're all gonna meet in down dog. Take a big breath in. Big exhale. Inhale, take your right leg high. Exhale, cross your body, right knee, left elbow. Inhale, right leg lengthens. Exhale, right foot steps through. Inhale, warrior two. Extend your right fingertips forward, left hand back. Deep bend in your front right knee and settle in. Smooth out your breath, even with the strength that this pose requires. See if you can find some ease. Inhale, reverse your palm, reverse your warrior. Exhale, bend your right elbow, and this time, even if you can get the hand down to the earth, I want you to have the elbow bent, and I want you to feel feedback of the right elbow into the right thigh. Extend through your left fingertips. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, straighten your right leg, triangle pose. Right hand to right shin, and same thing, find feedback. Press your right hand into your right shin and vice versa. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, windmill your hands down. Optional three-legged vinyasa. Option to take this right leg back, maybe find a little float. We'll flow through to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step through. Inhale, warrior two. Settle in. Even in a really challenging flow, this pose always kind of feels very familiar, feels like home to me. One more inhale. Stay through the exhale. Inhale, reverse, find length. Exhale, left arm bends. Find that feedback of pressure into the left thigh with the left elbow. Extend through the right fingertips. Inhale, reverse. Straighten your left leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Left hand to left shin. Use that to help create that feedback. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, windmill down. And again, option to take the left leg back in that three-legged vinyasa, or play with maybe swinging that leg back to help you float and do your handstand work. We'll meet in down dog. Big breath in. Big exhale. Child's pose. Take rest. Not for too long though, so don't get We'll take some lifts that will also help build strength and awareness for crow or crow advancements. So I want you to take your hands down to the mat, and all you're going to do is keep this straight arm pressure. Maybe you need blocks under the hands, and that's totally fine if you have them. We're going to inhale and then exhale, press into the tops of the feet and lift the thighs toward the chest. Inhale, exhale. Try to keep the bum low for these first few rounds. Inhale. Exhale. The tendency may be to bend the arms. I really want you to keep them straight. Inhale. Exhale. Now, you do a few more of those, or add on by lifting the hips up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, walk the hands back if this is not challenging enough. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Release. I'm shaking, so hopefully these are hard for you. And come to hero's pose. Catch your breath. And then walk your hands forward. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Now, a little more playtime and a chance to experience the other version of crow. So, first one I taught was the back of the arm version with the knees a little closer together. Here we're going to look forward, and then if you're a handstander, you can jump your feet outside of your hands, or you can simply step them. So, stepping the feet outside the hands for Malasana, or play with your frog hops to jump your feet lightly. So we're here in our yogi squat, and I'll face you. Hands can come to the heart. We'll feel that expression of the knees to the outer arms. And then playing with crow pose. So notice, I've got my chaturanga arms set up already. I'm gonna drop my chest in between and plant my hands. Now, it's just that bend of the arms, the shift of the weight forward. But what I'm going to do is use the strength of my legs and my hips to squeeze in. This works for people who have thinner arms that it's hard to balance the knees on the backs of the arms, or if their arms are getting sore. So you also, if you have a little more strength in the legs than in the arms, this can help. So I'm going to come up, if you notice, on the toes. I'm finding that lift, and it's just a shift forward. I'm squeezing my knees in. I am not looking back, common problem in crow pose, and I'm not lifting my feet like so. It's just the weight shift that gets my feet up. Squeeze the knees in, take a breath in, and then jump or step back. High plank to your down dog, your vinyasa. Take a breath in, big exhale. Inhale, take your right leg high. Exhale, bend and stack, open up. Optional here to flip your dog or simply stay in hang dog. If you're flipping, you come up on the left toes, ground the outer left foot down, and go nice and slow. One more inhale. On your exhale, we'll meet in high plank to right side Vashisthasana. Option to drop the right knee down. One more inhale. On your exhale, meet in high plank to down dog. Inhale, take your right leg high. Exhale, right foot steps through. Inhale, dragonfly twist. Keep the arms straight and strong. And then we'll find a reverse or exalted warrior here. Exhale to crescent twist. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, look forward. Find half moon pose. Not doing a ton of standing balance here today. One more inhale. On your exhale, slow bend your right knee. Rise all the way up. Turn all 10 toes to the edge of your mat and fold. So I'll face you for this forward fold. Wide leg forward fold. Head and neck fully releasing. Softening here, finding some ease. Inhale, halfway up, heels in, toes out. Exhale, sink the hips for goddess squat. And we'll hold here, getting a lot more engagement in the legs, the inner thighs. And I encourage you to take your hands to your inner thighs and find that feedback. Pressing hands into thighs, thighs back into hands. Whoop, find your balance. One more inhale. Exhale, rise up. And from here, it's the right foot that's actually forward. We'll turn the right toes back to the front of the mat. Left foot steps up and out. Inhale, lift your chest, squeeze your arms together behind your elbows together behind your back. Exhale, fold. Release your arms. Inhale, halfway up. Right hand can come to right hip, left hand stays rooted. I want you to inhale, twist open. Extend your arms. And then exhale, release your hands to the mat. Now here's a chance for those that are still building crow to come back to the drills we've done so far. If you're working on one-legged crow, I've got a little trick for you. So set yourself up like crow pose. We're still in this split stance. I want you to take your left heel behind your right. Left heel behind your right. And sit low like ball pose. Now, I'm going to take my right knee to my right upper arm. And then just play with lifting from there. So that's it. So you're really essentially in that one-legged crow without extending the left leg back. We're gonna build to that. Otherwise, everybody else is just playing with that teeter-tottering, getting into crow pose. And my mom, who is almost 70 years old, is almost floating her crow. She's getting a little bit of air. So essentially, I feel like I'm teaching this class to her. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale. Option again to step or jump back through your vinyasa here. So if you're jumping, just a moment to teach to that. All the foundations we've built are the same for handstand as they are for crow. Arms are straight, locked in. and you jump it back. That was a little sloppy on my part, but it happens. I've got a bum right toe today, so inhale, take your left leg high. Exhale, bend and stack. Belly is up and in. And then option here again to flip your dog. If you're doing so, go nice and slow. Try not to clunk the leg down. We'll meet in high plank, roll around. Left side, Vashisthasana, side plank. Really important for engaging those obliques that we use, particularly in that one-legged crow. One more inhale, exhale, release. Down dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left foot steps through. Inhale, dragonfly twist. Exhale to stay, belly away from left thigh. Inhale, lift up, exalt. Exhale, prayer twist. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Look down at your left big toe. Half moon. One more inhale. Exhale, slow lower the right foot to the back of the mat. Inhale to star. Exhale, Prasarita. So any variation here, peace fingers around the big toes for a greater hamstring stretch. Hands can go behind the back. Or if you're a fan of and have headstand in your practice, here's a great place to integrate it. I'm not going to demonstrate it, but I encourage you to take the supported version, as that puts less pressure on your neck. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, hands to your hips, belly to spine. Inhale to rise. Turn your left toes out or forward. Right foot steps up and out. Belly's up and in. Lift your chest, squeeze your elbows together. Fold, pyramid pose. Release your hands. Inhale, come up halfway. Take your left hand to your left hip. Open your chest, press straight and strong into your right arm. And then maybe extend your left fingertips. One more inhale here. And then exhale, release your left hand. Now, crow pose practice, bringing your feet together again. Trying again, or one-legged crow practice. We'll take the right ankle behind the left, same setup as we've been working on. I'm just going to take my left knee to my left upper arm. I'm compressing both thighs to my chest, and then I play with lifting the feet. Lower down, forward fold, head and neck release. Inhale. Halfway. Exhale, ball pose. Now, play again, once more, one more chance, with any variation of crow that you feel is getting you closer to the pose, if you're still waiting for liftoff. If you're working one-legged crow, follow me. We're going to come into the back of the arm variation, not the squeezing arm variation. That wrap of our lift. Now this is not a pose I'm very good at, as you can tell, but I'm working on it. So you want to find that squeeze in and then from there lift. And this hooking of the feet really works for me. So we'll try the left side. Plant your hands. Come into your crow pose. Take your left ankle on top of your right. Drop your left knee in and extend. And it's really hard, you guys. So something to play with. And I gotta catch my breath. Find a child's pose or keep working. I'm gonna take a child's pose. playing with that variation. Inhale, come up. Got one more thing to advance your crow pose, and this also helps to build toward handstand. So far we have the option to jump back into chaturanga as an advancement, one-legged crow as an advancement, and then this last one is straightening the arms into crane pose and adding in toe taps. So again, for my folks still working on crow, continue all the drills we've done to get yourself there. Work toward it. And you can also watch as I teach this next round. So for crane pose, you can actually start with the arms a little straighter, big toes to touch, and then turn your knees out. So we're coming into this diamond shape in the legs, like so. Again, my hands are rotated slightly. I'm coming up on the toes, taking the knees back. Turn back to the side here. And taking the knees to the backs of the arms. And then I press in from there. Once I've got my arms straight, I can play with tapping my toes to my wrists. And release. Forward fold. Root down through the feet, rise up to stand. Exhale, hands to your heart, chin to your chest. Inhale, palms face forward. Reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Lift the right toes and come to tree pose on the right side. A calmer, more meditative standing balance pose, as we've done a ton of work with our crow pose today. Inhale, reach. Exhale, right knee in, release. Release the hands. Left side, left foot into the left thigh, right thigh, excuse me, and into the left thigh. Inhale, reach. And find the calming, meditative quality of this posture. Inhale, reach again. Draw your left knee in. Exhale, release. Hands to your heart. Eyes to close. Take one last chance for a vinyasa here. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. My handstanders can get their little handstand chants here, so you can come onto the toes, belly up and in. Optional jump. And if you've got it or you want to get to a wall and take a chance to play, we're all going to meet on our bellies. All the way down. And I can't lie all the way down because of my mic, so you go ahead and lie all the way down. Inhale, come up, Sphinx pose. Haven't done a ton of back bending in this practice except for our up dogs. I'll find a nice restful Sphinx here. Maybe here adding on, take the hands out on an angle. Inhale up for seal pose. Lower down. And we'll press up and back. Coming to rabbit pose, So in rabbit, the crown of the head actually touches down to the earth as I grab my heels. So I'm taking my chin to tuck deeply into my throat, like so. Crown of the head down. And then if I want to add on here, I'm really rounding my shoulders forward but not up toward my ears. I'm going to lift my hips and deepen the stretch. Release your hips. Plant your hands. Inhale, come up. Hands to your hips. Rise up slowly. Tilt the pelvis, lift the chest. Modified camel. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly release. Swing your legs around and come to lie on your back. Reclined or supine pigeon, right ankle to left thigh. I like to press my right knee away as I draw my left thigh toward me. Keep the unit of your legs as it is. Release your left foot to the earth. Scoot your hips to the right and drop your right foot over to your left side. A little bit of a different hip stretch plus a twist. I like to press my right knee away and open up. So don't draw your right thigh toward you yet. I want you to press the knee away. Really work to smooth out your breath. And then release your right knee now. Go ahead and slide into an eagle variation of a supine twist. So if this doesn't feel good in the low back, just take a regular old supine twist with the legs or the knees stacked. And if at any point any of these poses are really feeling therapeutic, feel really good in your body, please, I encourage you to pause the video and stay as long as you need to. We'll inhale back through the center, bring the right ankle back to the left thigh, stabilize your left foot, and release your right. Left side, supine pigeon. Again, working that outer left hip by pushing the left knee away and drawing the right thigh toward you. Now from here, I'm going to release my right foot, keep the figure four shape in my legs, scoot your hips over to your left side, and then drop the knees all the way over to the right. And then push your left knee away from you. And from here, drop your left knee down and find that eagle shape of the legs. If it works for you, supine twist. Left arm can extend. You can take your gaze to the left. And again, I'm not spending a ton of time in these poses, but if you want to pause the video, please do. From here, go ahead and unwrap the legs or bring them back to figure four. Release. Soft bridge pose or supported bridge. We'll lift the hips. Just a few breaths here. Really embodying this idea of winding down. We wound ourselves up into all these arm balances. Slowly release your hips. Take a happy baby. Knees come into the chest again, kind of revisiting where we started. Grab the outer edges of your feet and settle in here. Maybe add in a lion's breath with your tongue out, inhaling. Exhale. Inhale. Maybe extend the legs, exhale. Once more, inhale. Exhale. Hug everything in. And release. Shavasana. Feet go wide, palms face up, eyes closed. please stay as long as you can in this pose, resting and absorbing the benefits of your practice. No matter where you landed in your crow pose today, you dedicated about an hour of time to focusing on your body and your breath. The pose and the journey to any one pose is not the yoga. It's the connection with self and the internal strength you build in the process. I will leave you here. Thank you so much. Namaste.